I think this is what consistency feels like, y'all. 2 videos, second one in April. Doing it! Hey y'all, it's Eulette. And that feels so dumb to say. Wow. This is me being consistent. This is me keeping a promise and doing 1 video per week in April just to get things started. Yeah, I have no plan yet. And since I don't have an actual plan, what I think I would like to talk about is something from the heart. This is actually something I think about quite a bit. It actually goes back to why it took me so long to make these videos. It has a lot to do with insecurities. I'm talking about those insecurities, those fears that just leave you actually mute. When you know you have so much you want to say. I am talking about you want to just start and look at somebody in the eye and give them about 6 hours worth of, you know what you did and when, you know why you're wrong, you know why you will never do that again. But instead, all those scenarios just play, scenarios? All those instances just play in your head and you sit there quiet as a church mouse on Sunday, not trying to be heard by nobody because you're afraid to speak up. Then you know what? I do it all the time in my personal life, in my professional life, on terrible dates when I just want to say, ooh, shut up. No, what you're saying is wrong and here's why. Because you probably didn't think that through. Or because you probably are just speaking because you think that you speaking more makes you right. When in fact, But despite my shortcomings and the fact that I still am really insecure about a lot of things that keeps me from saying everything on my mind, which probably is actually a good thing because I would just cuss everybody out. But to get over that, I'm not going to give you some lovely, fluffy, motivational speech about how you should find self-love and appreciate your voice. And no, none of that. I'm here to tell you about 4... My script got locked out. I'm gonna give you about 5 good reasons as why you should let your voice out and those insecurities go away so you can just move on with your life. 1, I remember one of my best friends / best bosses, Danielle Donnelly, girl, wherever you are, thank you. She said, if you're gonna show up to a meeting and not provide value and not speak because you're scared, I'd rather you sit at your desk and do work because I know you can provide value and that's where you do it best. Otherwise, come to this meeting prepared to speak. That bit of advice was actually one of the key moments that made me realize I am the only person in that room that has that perspective and it is there for a reason and it needs to be heard. Professionally, you don't want to look a damn fool. You want to be valued. So professionally, that insecurity of being wrong or saying something stupid or saying something, you know, that nobody's thought about is actually a good reason to speak up. 2, accepting less. Being scared, being insecure is an easy way for you to just accept what is given to you. It's a short point that I want to make, but you will always undersell yourself if you're too afraid to step up and just speak your voice. Number 3, bad special friends. Don't do it. If that boy or that girl is bad for you, don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to tell him or her no. Tell him bye. Tell him bye. 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 The 4th one is probably the most important. The 4th one is probably the most important to me. Bad friends. Some of y'all are too afraid to admit that you have some bad friends around you. It is scary when you become so comfortable with a certain person or set of people being in your life that you are afraid to let them go because you kind of lose your identity in those people when you hang out with them for a long enough time. I can't believe I'm about to quote my father. Something my father always told me is that if you can't change the people around you, you gotta change the people around you. Get rid of them. They can be toxic, they can be fun, but too much fun, or they can actually sometimes be too serious. Having the wrong people around you that is not right for you at that time can be a very, very easy trap to get into, but you have to be strong enough to realize that you can get through that on your own because you usually don't need anybody, but I don't know, a best friend. And that best friend is somebody that has your actual true intentions at heart and in mind. And the last thing is stress. Giving in to your insecurities might make you feel comfortable for the short term, but in the long run, you're definitely going to be stressed out. I mean, you're not getting what you want professionally, you're not getting what you want out of them special friendships, your real friends, you're just anything in life is going to be so delayed that you aren't going to be able to feel the joy that you know you deserve because you've given into these insecurities. And these insecurities aren't just about not speaking up, it's your weight, it's your look, it's your clothes, your height, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Realize that it is all temporary. It's gonna change in a day, 5 years, 20 years, we all gonna die. It don't matter in the end. You just have to know that if your mind is in the best place and you have the best intentions and you're not trying to harm people intentionally, don't be afraid. Don't let that hold you back. I might be saying this more for myself so I can do the video next week and not be afraid. But with all that said, I don't know who needs to hear this. Maybe the 15 of y'all that have subscribed. Maybe you share it with somebody that you know is actually going through a moment or moments of insecurity who needs a little bit of encouragement. And if not, I don't know. Thanks for watching. I hope this was good. I've gotten past that big fear of actually doing this, and also the fear of consistency. Is that a fear of commitment? Ooh, that's deep. I'm gonna do the whole weird YouTube thing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below. Honestly though, could you just share this with somebody? If you liked it, if you didn't,